town is most definitely going to serve as a major criminal hub once the story gets moving for us. So looking at where Ambrosia actually sits on the map, based on the community mapping project and the official promotional materials that we have, Ambrosia appears to be completely landlocked and not close to the ocean at all. It's sitting right on the southwestern bank of Lake Leonida, no ocean breeze and no palm trees, endless, flat agricultural land stretching out over the horizon. Rockstar has explicitly described the zone as the agricultural and industrial core of the entire state. And if you want to know what real-world location that they are pulling from here, it's pretty close to a Florida town called Clewiston, and I hope that I'm saying that right. So if you've never actually driven through interior Florida, it's pretty different from the Keys or Miami or any of the other big Florida towns like Orlando. Clewiston is a literal company town, meaning a massive corporation called US Sugar basically runs their entire economy, including local politics, the land, and everything like that. It seems pretty apparent to me, and also from the mapping project, that this appears to be the inspiration for Ambrosia. And Rockstar clearly just didn't guess what a farming community looks like. They found real life inspiration for this. They cloned the endless rows of sugarcane, the industrial smokestacks, and the feel and vibe and architecture of a town that's built around just one singular industrial function. Sugar farming in Florida also has a long, dark history of corporate dominance, environmental battles about pollution, and political power. So by choosing this setting, like, Rockstar is not just making a very generic small town industrial county. Like, they're pulling from real history in Florida, which hopefully will serve, within the actual story of the game. Which this brings us directly to the biggest landmark in the entire town, which is the Allied Crystal Sugar Refinery. The official materials from Rockstar confirm that this is a massive industrial complex and it's Ambrosia's largest employer. But it's this kind of corporate overreach that tells us the exact kind of town that Ambrosia is going to be. When we look closely at the official screenshots of Ambrosia, you can notice these subtle, creepy details in the background. The local yard signs for the upcoming election are actually visible in this picture with the bikers, and they featured the Allied Crystal corporate logo printed right next to the candidate's name, and the official slogan is plastered all over town, which is the sweet lifeblood of Ambrosia. So when a private agricultural company is putting its logo straight onto the political flyers and signs of a local politician, they're literally not even hiding the corruption. Allied Crystal literally just owns the local government here. And like the description says, they control the jobs, they control the land, and now we can tell from this picture that they are funding the people who are writing these laws. And knowing Rockstar, like, this isn't just background decoration that's just in there for whatever. Like, this is probably going to be a subplot or some sort of lore story that we see and come across in the game within this town. And there's a good chance maybe it could affect our gameplay. Like, for me, like, I would bet that Allied Crystal is probably going to be a massive source of mission threads at some point in the game for Jason and Lucia. Whether it's some corporate corruption stuff that we have to run jobs for, or corporate monopoly running the town with zero government oversight, we're probably going to be doing the dirty work for them, I would imagine. Whether it's sabotaging rival transport trucks or burning down fields of crops like you can see in this picture, or manipulating stock prices, or whatever it is, this industrial complex will definitely be a source of high-paying, high-risk criminal work that we will come across, in my opinion. The corporations are only half the equation out in Ambrosia. You can't have a massive corporation exploiting a workforce without the heavy criminal underbelly filling that vacuum. And that's where the final chapter MC Biker Club comes in. So this is a local biker gang. If you look closely at the leather jackets that are worn by them in the official screenshots, their patches are dated all the way back to 1982. This means that they've been running operations and maybe in Ambrosia itself for over 40 years in game. In one specific trailer frame, we can see a member sporting an enforcer patch, which is a great detail because it tells us Rockstar is building legitimate, real factions and biker clubs rather than just going off vibes and generic names. But it's Rockstar's official line on the town that makes this really interesting. They wrote that while the Allied Crystal Refinery provides the jobs, the local biker gang provides almost everything else. So what specifically is everything else? Well, this is a massive piece of environmental storytelling. It means the legal economy goes to the corporation, even though that itself is completely illegal and corrupt. But the entire underground economy, which this is speculation, but maybe involves things like gambling, smuggling, narcotics, protection, black market, all of that belongs to the final chapter MC. It really does make it feel like Ambrosia is going to be this blue collar ecosystem where the workers are getting chewed up by the corporation during the day, and they spend their paychecks at businesses controlled by this outlaw motorcycle club at night. Stylistically, this clearly seems to be inspired by the Lost MC from GTA 4 and GTA 5, which, as you remember, is the biker club, and you kind of come across him in the GTA story throughout Trevor's story. To be clear, there's no confirmed connection to Liberty City or Los Santos, but the lineage is clearly there, and it's that raw, unglamorous side of GTA GTA crime. As seen in Red Dead Redemption 2, this type of world building is where Rockstar really thrives. Think back to a place like Annesburg from Red Dead. Annesburg was this miserable coal mining town where the air was thick, the workers were dying, and the mining company owned all of the housing, the stores, and the local guards. Ambrosia feels like GTA 6's version of that town, except now it's the mid-2020s, and instead of coal, it's sugar. To me, this feels like Rockstar fixing one of the major flaws that GTA 5's Countryside might have had. While GTA 5 tried to give a vibe like this with Sandy Shores, with the meth trailers, the desert heat, the biker tension, at least in my opinion, Sandy Shores never really felt like a real functioning town. It just felt like kind of desert. It kind of just felt like Trevor's desert town, which was very like low density and just not a ton going on, in all honesty. There wasn't really a real industry or major economic engine that held it together. It was just literally desert backdrop. But with Ambrosia, Rockstar is circling back to that rural outlaw concept.